Welcome, listeners, to another episode of The English Mystery. Today, we're delving into a powerful way to boost your English skills, mastering daily routine sentences. These are not just simple phrases, they form the backbone of real-life communication.
Absolutely. When learners start expressing routine activities, they unlock the ability to talk about their lives. For example, saying, "I wake up at 7 a.m." or "I brush my teeth" might seem basic, but these structures recur constantly in conversations, making them essential.
That's a great point. In fact, research from Cambridge University shows that practicing routine language increases speaking confidence by up to 40%. Before we dive into specific phrases, can you explain why routines are an ideal starting point for English learners?
Certainly. Routines use present simple tense, which is foundational for English grammar. Plus, everyone's day includes universal actions: waking up, eating, working, so practicing these sentences helps learners relate vocabulary to their own lives, cementing memory through personal relevance.
That personal connection really accelerates progress. Let's move into the morning where most daily routines begin. Let's talk about morning routines. I usually wake up at 7 o'clock. How would you describe your own morning? And what are some key sentences learners should know?
My day starts at 6:30. Common sentences include, "I wake up," "I brush my teeth," and "I wash my face." These actions are perfect for practicing sequencing words like "after that" or "then," which help learners describe events in order.
Interesting. Sequencing is often overlooked, but vital. For example, saying, "After I wake up, I brush my teeth," communicates steps clearly. How can learners expand these basic sentences to add variety or detail?
Great question. By adding time markers or details, like, "I eat breakfast at 7:30, or specifying foods, such as "I eat bread and eggs," learners make sentences richer. This develops both vocabulary and fluency.
And let's not forget cultural differences. Some might have cereal, others noodles. Describing your real morning routine personalizes the practice, making English more meaningful.
Exactly. Plus, repeating these sentences aloud, as we encourage our listeners to do, reinforces pronunciation and memory.
Transitioning to the daytime, let's discuss how to express work or study routines. For instance, after breakfast, I go to work. How can learners adapt this structure for different situations?
They can simply swap out the activity and location. "I go to university," or "I go shopping." By practicing with a variety of verbs and places, learners build flexibility. It's like having building blocks to construct endless sentences.
That's a smart analogy. Additionally, asking questions like, "Do you study English every day?" introduces conversation skills. What strategies help learners keep these exchanges flowing naturally?
Using connectors like "and," "but," or "because" boosts complexity. For example, "I study English in the afternoon because I want to improve." Also, sharing meals is universal. "I have lunch with my coworkers," so discussing food is a great way to practice social vocabulary.
Indeed, discussing daily routines also lets learners practice time expressions in the afternoon, every day, and reinforces present simple usage. Now, as the day winds down, let's examine evening and night routines. I come back home, and sometimes I go for a walk. What other sentences should learners master for this part of the day?
Key expressions include, "I watch TV," "I read a book," and "I eat dinner with my family." These not only describe actions but can spark further conversation, like discussing favorite shows or family traditions, which adds depth to interactions.
That's true. And ending the day, phrases like "I brush my teeth again" or "I go to bed at 10 o'clock" establish healthy habits. Do you think practicing these routines daily can actually help learners develop language habits too?
Absolutely. Repetition builds muscle memory not just for actions but for language itself. Studies show that using English in real-life contexts, even for simple routines, accelerates vocabulary retention by up to 30%.
So, by narrating their routines out loud or writing them in a journal, learners turn daily life into a language classroom. That's an empowering strategy.